Now, more than 20,000 people have taken part in a protest against mass tourism on the Spanish island of Majorca. Around 18 million people visited Majorca and the other Balearic Islands last year. This demonstration, the latest in a wave of anti-tourism protests across Spain. Our Europe correspondent Nick Beak is in Majorca and told me more.
The authorities in Spain saying that 20,000 people turned out for it, and we were there, and certainly there was a real strength of feeling amongst the people who were walking the streets saying that enough is enough, because basically they say that if you look at the figures, 18 million visitors to this island last year and the other Balearic Islands, 3/4 of those from abroad, and they say it's simply too much for the resources they've got here, for the space available, and also crucially for the accommodation, for the housing. And this is a real specific source of anger for so many people that we were speaking to yesterday. They say what's happening is a lot of the flats are being bought up and then rented out, particularly over the summer, to foreign visitors, and so that prices out a lot of local people. They're unable to find anywhere to live. That's what one after another That's what people were telling us yesterday. What's the solution to this? Well, activists at the rally yesterday were calling for limits to the number of people arriving, so a reduction in the number of planes flying in, the number of cruise ships arriving on this island. We saw another really huge boat arrive a little earlier today. No sign that the government here is willing to do that, and there are warnings that you don't want to jeopardise a sector of the economy that's really been performing extremely well and powering the whole national Spanish economy.
Yes, because these protests not only happen in Majorca but elsewhere in Spain. I know Barcelona in particular as well. They're not too happy about the number of tourists they're getting.
Yeah, in Barcelona 2 weeks ago, you might have seen some video that emerged, and it showed some really angry activists, demonstrators on the streets, spraying tourists with water pistols. People who were just having a drink or having some food in the city centre there. No repeats of that last night here where we are, but you're right, there have been other protests on the mainland in Spain, Barcelona, but also Malaga. In the Canary Islands as well, there have been these demonstrations. And of course, there has been this debate which has raged for years in tourist hotspots like this as to whether the visitors actually bring more problems than they do benefits. But it does feel that something has changed this summer in Spain. A lot of people saying it's reached an intolerable limit, the amount of people coming in, and that's why they say something needs to be done urgently, and I think we can expect to see more protests in the weeks to come.
Nick Beak reporting now. Here's